So you finally got that call that you've been waiting for, and your dream of being a school counselor has finally come true. But then the nerves kick in. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna make this work? I don't even know where to start. Don't worry, I got you. If you're a brand new counselor, or even an experienced counselor who's starting a new school or new grade level, it can be overwhelming and exciting at the same time. In this video, I'm gonna share 7 things that you can start thinking about over the summer to help you smoothly transition into your new role as a school counselor. Comment below. My first year as a school counselor is going to be amazing. You have to speak it into the atmosphere, or in this case, type it. It's positive affirmations. They work for everything. Tip number 1, talk to your administrator. Hopefully you took my advice, and when you met with your school leader during your interview, you asked this super important question. What were your areas of growth, and what were some of your successes from the previous school year? This question tells you so much, and it helps you understand where the school needs to go, and it helps you plan for what interventions, events, and programs you can bring to the campus. But don't worry, if you didn't get a chance to ask this question, you still can ask it right before school starts. So either you can set up a time to meet with your school leader during the summer if they have that time available, or you can wait till in-service. You know that time when the teachers and staff go back into the building, and then there's that 2-week period where students don't return yet? That's the time I'm talking about. And here's another alternative. If you don't have time to meet with your school leader over the summer and you didn't ask that question during your interview, take a look at your school's website and look at the mission and vision. Pick out specific words and key phrases that really align with what you think that school's direction needs to go in, and then you can plan for your part and how you want to get that accomplished. Number 2, start thinking about your office setup. And notice what I just said. I said start thinking about it. That doesn't mean you have to go out and start buying everything you see for your office. You want to think about the main things you want for your office as far as decorations. So I've got you covered already. I went shopping to my 4 favorite stores, and I picked out some office decor that's inexpensive and some counseling resources. I'll drop that link in the description below, so check that video out. I value your time, so there are timestamps in that video because it is one of my longer videos. When you're planning for your office, there's a couple things that you want to consider, and the main thing is make sure that everything that you have in your office matches your personality. You can find some inexpensive things at so many different places. In the meantime, you can check like the Goodwill, or you can go to yard sales where you can find like curtains, rugs, inexpensive furniture and decor, or if you're really talented and creative, you can do it yourself and make some different projects. And if you're stuck and don't have any ideas, search Pinterest and type in school counselor office decor. I'm gonna share on the screen. You can see what my office looks like. I have a gallery wall. I have a main focal point, which is a framed picture art. I have a bulletin board, and I have like SEL, social emotional learning posters that are really colorful all over the place. And then I got my own flair and my own personality, and that's my Funko Pop wall. You don't have to break the bank to decorate your office. I shop at Five Below, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, clearance section at Target or Walmart. You can find some really amazing things at these places. Also, in that video where I talk about office decor, I mentioned inexpensive resources that you can get for like calming quarters, like sandbox trays, Play-Doh, coloring books, like all those things that you can buy for really cheap too. Again, don't go out and spend all your money on these things, because in the fall when you go to school, you may get a counseling budget and your school leader may allow you to buy some of those things on your own. But if you want to get a good start, feel free. Just don't feel like you have to spend a whole lot of money of your own to get your office the way you want it to be. Tip number 3, you want to start thinking about how you're going to introduce yourself to your staff, your students, and your families. And the quickest and easiest way to do this is with a presentation. So you can do this on either Google Slides or PowerPoint. You can make a presentation where you share facts about yourself, your family, your pets, your hobbies, things that you like to do, favorite movies, like all of those things. And of course you want to share what your role as the school counselor will be like. Talk about what you plan on doing and what services, interventions, programs, events, all those things you plan on bringing to the school. Like, of course, you want to mention the academics, social emotional learning, and college and career readiness as the 3 domains that school counselors work in. But you also want to talk about the small groups that you're going to mention. But you don't have to go in a lot of detail. You can just mention some small group topics that you would like to work on, because you don't know the needs of your school, but you can talk about the general things like anger management, of course, or friendship groups. Those work for all grade levels. You want to talk about your classroom counseling lessons, your individual sessions, programs, and events that you plan on bringing. And again, you don't have to sit up here and plan on everything. You can just mention some things just so that your students, staff, and families get an idea of some of the things that you plan on bringing. And you're in luck. If you go to my Facebook group that I created, it's called the Learning Lab. and search the files section, I have a free PowerPoint presentation that you can download to introduce yourself to your staff, students, and families. Add your Bitmoji or change some words around, change the colors, make it work for you. But it's free, just because I love y'all. When you do create your presentation, if you want to create one from scratch, it's a really great idea to make it visually appealing and kid-friendly. So I have some free sites that I use for templates for all of my presentations, and I'll link those in the description below. If you've never heard of Slides Go, Slides Carnival, and slidesmania.com, they are absolutely amazing because you can get some really cool templates that you can use to jazz up your presentations. Tip number 4, one thing you can go ahead and buy if you feel comfortable is investing in a planner. So I have an art planner that I bought from Staples. I absolutely love it. It's very similar to a Happy Planner, so it has, of course, the planning documents in it, and then you can add other things to it. I purchased the Simply Perfect Planner from Teachers Pay Teachers. I think I paid like 10 or 12 bucks for mine. So I bought those, downloaded them, printed them, and I inserted them into my art planner, and I love it. This is how I decorate mine so it stands out and it fits my personality. I'm going to share another video on how to get organized for your role as a school counselor, so be on the lookout for that one. So tip number 5 is one of my absolute favorites. Start researching the events that have happened at that school already. Research the school and see if they have social media like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter even. Most schools use Twitter now. So find those different events. Get you a notebook, sit down and start writing some of those events that took place. Like for example, if you see that they had an event for family engagement, or you see they had an open house or a bullying presentation, or you see they had a family literacy or STEAM night, start making notes so that you can have a really good idea of how you can contribute to those events and put your own spin and ideas on it. Now you may be thinking, I don't even know how or when I'm going to be able to do these things. No, that's not the point. The whole point of this is just to make a list of things that are already going on so that you can, 1, get a feel of that school and what's already taking place there, and 2, just get a feel for how you can input your own ideas. No one's asking you to plan these events just yet, but when you meet with your school leader when school starts, it's a good idea to have an outline of things that you already want to do for your campus. Planning ahead shows initiative, and it'll show your school leader that you're already thinking about the things that will come up for the school. And if you have some new ideas, you can share those too. Just start jotting them down. Another really awesome resource that you can use to start thinking about like events and ideas is the ASCA Awareness Calendar. So I'm going to show it on the screen here. Now keep in mind, this is the one from 2021-2022. The new one hasn't been shared just yet, but as soon as it's available, of course, I'm going to share it with you all. I would start looking at August and September. Those are the events. Now, don't get overwhelmed because there's so many things here listed, but just keep in mind, you don't have to do all of those things. Pick 2 or 3 ideas that you're interested in, share them with your school leader, and then form a committee of people who can help you when you get on campus. Tip number 6 is also one of my favorites. Start gathering resources. Now, this may seem overwhelming in the beginning, but don't worry, I got you. There's a couple things that you can do proactively to start gathering free resources. 1, join Facebook groups. If you're a member of Facebook groups on school counselors, it's a great way to network, but there's also things that you can get for free. If you go to the group and search their files section, many of those Facebook groups already have like available resources that you can download, adapt, and make it your own for free. So you don't have to purchase anything. Another thing that you can do already is search Teachers Pay Teachers and only look at the free documents or the free resources. There's some really amazing educators and counselors who share resources for free. And like I said, start building your bank already. I would advise you to make folders on your desktop and actually drop them in the sections that they belong in. Like for example, bullying lessons or conflict resolution. Like make specific folders so that you're organized so when school starts, you already have those things available already. I have horror stories about my first school year. I've learned a lot about organization, and I'm going to share a whole nother video on that too. And if you don't want to put all this on your desktop, you can go to Gmail and create an account if you don't already have one and store these things on Google Drive. Either way, just find a way to organize these resources that you already have for free. Here's the most important tip, tip number 7, relax. You've got this. They saw something in you that they liked when they hired you when you came in for your interview. Don't worry, no school counselor in the beginning has everything all together. This is one of those roles where you gotta figure things out as you go, and that's okay. But the main thing is, don't put too much pressure on yourself for this summer. Relax, enjoy yourself, go on a vacation if you can afford it, with gas being as high as it is, but you know what I mean. Watch your favorite TV shows. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, but in the meantime, if you do these 7 tips proactively, this will help you prepare for your school year and help you transition more effectively. I'm not saying to do this throughout the whole summer, these tips. What I'm saying is devote a couple days or maybe a weekend here or there to do these things, but don't get overwhelmed and make this your whole focus over your summer, because you've got plenty of time to plan and get those things together, especially right before school starts. But I can guarantee you, if you take the advice, the things that I shared in this video, and start implementing them, you will feel more confident when you walk in the door when school starts. If there's a topic that you want more information on or something that's still on your brain, drop it in the comments section and I'll get back to you and share videos or resources for that. If you got value from this video, I need you to do 3 things. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that bell notification so you're aware when I post new videos. I'm going to share videos on how to be organized, social emotional lesson topics, how to build out your school counseling lessons, individual sessions, small groups, all that jazz. So you don't want to miss it. Hit that bell notification. In the meantime, check out this playlist that I'm sharing on the screen. There are videos that are definitely going to help you get ready to be a school counselor. Don't worry, you've got everything that you need. I'm just here to help you realize your full potential. And if you have any questions, you can always DM me on Instagram.